it. Won't you fill me up till my cup's overflowing? I'm so anxious just to feel the.
Hey my loves, happy Thursday. It's your girl Keisha and I'm here with a new Spill the Tea video. So you guys, yesterday R&B singer and writer Keri Hilson was on The Breakfast Club promoting her new single, Hey Baby. I love it. If you have not heard it, it is a must listen to song. It is so good. I love it. Keri Hilson is back. And she was also promoting her new album that is on the way. She has not put out an album in literally about maybe 10 years, maybe more than that. I am a huge Keri Hilson fan, have been from the day she came out, had both of her albums. I really rocked with her. And while she was on The Breakfast Club yesterday, she was asked the inevitable question about the diss track that she put out back in the day on Beyonce. Yes, they discussed it and she revealed that she was actually forced into recording that diss record. Let's take a listen to what Keri had to say.
It's a regret. It's a regret, but not in the way that people would think, because that's a song that I actually didn't write. Those are not my words. I was on tour. Polo wanted me to do a remix to Turning Me On. Mm-hmm. He had produced the record and I wasn't, because I was on tour with Lil Wayne. I wasn't able to lay anything down. He had been on me for a couple of weeks about, we need to do a remix. Okay. So I take off. It wasn't happening quick enough for him. I take off, we fly in, and he had another writer in our camp at the time. He had her write this. So he played it for me like, this is the remix. Because I'm thinking I'm coming in to go write a remix to Turning Me On. Like, The whole time I had been writing concepts, but I come into the studio and he plays me this verse. And I'm like, automatically, I'm like, I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. That was my position. So I tried to fight him on it. And I began writing my own. That's what I did with my time there. But I want to be careful with the word I use. Mm-hmm. It was quite forceful. You know what I mean?
In an executive artist way?
Yeah, in an executive artist way only. Mm-hmm. You know, involving others and kind of threatening my career in a sense, in a real sense. Like, you're not coming, because my album wasn't out yet. Mm-hmm. So it was like, you're not coming out if you don't do this. And the mistake that I made was not continuing to fight, but I was in tears. I was crying. I was adamant that I did not want to do that.
And for people that don't know, you were signed to Polo.
I was signed to Polo and Timbaland.
Correct.
Yep. In a joint venture at Interscope Records.
Yep.
And, I was young. I was super young. I felt I had no power. I felt I had no choice. But I did record my version, which had nothing like that in it. It was on subject. The song is about men. And it leaked like days after I did it, but he promised me that wouldn't happen. So it leaked. And that was that. And I protected him. I protected the girl that wrote it, who went on to become famous. I protected everyone in the story. So I had to eat that.
So you heard her. She said that at the time she was signed to Polo the Don and Timbaland, and that Polo was pressuring her to do a Turning Me On remix. She went into the studio, prepared to write her own verse, but he already had a verse ready for her, written by another female artist and writer who went on to become very famous. She didn't want to do it, but was pressured into it and ended up having to take the rap for it, which ultimately put a black plague on her career. Many will say that she was blackballed after that, but she went on to put out her debut album and a second album, which did really well from what I remember. She had hit songs on both records, but after that, she pretty much disappeared. She did some guest spots in movies and we saw her perform here and there. But other than that, we didn't get anything from Keri Hilson. And a lot of that had to do with her allegedly dissing Beyonce on the Turning Me On remix, because a lot of people took issue with that. She did, however, say that her and Beyonce spoke. She explained herself to her. Everything is good. Beyonce is like, girl, we're fine, or whatever. But everybody then got to wondering, well, who was the female writer that wrote the verse that went on to become famous? Well, as you can see on this tweet, someone wrote the writer was definitely Esther Dean. And Esther Dean replied to the person and said, and did, it was a hit with 3 exclamation marks. So she was standing behind what she wrote and was like, yep, sure did. And so what? Who gonna whoop my ass? Who gonna check me, boo? Type of energy. And I was very shocked by that because it is a well-known fact that Esther Dean has written for Beyonce, and she actually wrote for Beyonce after the Turning Me On remix. They worked together. So to know that she was the one that wrote a verse taking jabs and shots at B and then was grinning and skinning all up in her face writing songs for her is just like, really, girl? Really? Okay. And, Keri was the one that took the brunt of the backlash because nobody knew that she didn't write the track. And nobody knew that Polo the Don allegedly was the person that pushed her into creating this diss track for the remix. Now, she didn't name Timbaland, even though she was signed to Timbaland, so I don't know if Timbaland had anything to do with this, but obviously Polo the Don and Esther Dean did. And you know that Esther Dean went on to star in all of the Pitch Perfect movies. She voiced in the movie Rio and Trolls, and she has written hit songs for not only Beyonce, but Christina Aguilera, Keisha Cole, Gucci Mane, Tiana Taylor, Mary J. Blige, Chris Brown, and the list goes on and on. Well, after everybody started coming for Esther Dean online, she decided to say this. I submitted a lot of verses for that remix. One got picked and it was co-written with Keri. Looking back, it was childish and didn't age well. I see how it hurt people, especially women, and I take full accountability. I've worked with and supported many women since, but that doesn't erase the moment. I'm sorry for my part in it. Growth is real, and so is this apology. Well, I take issue with this so-called apology because you're apologizing, but you made sure to put in there that Keri co-wrote the verse, okay? And it was childish then, it's childish now, but my biggest qualm about this whole situation is that y'all let this girl take the heat for something that either she did or did not participate in, but she wasn't the only one. None of y'all careers had the kind of heat and backlash and black cloud over it like hers did. Now, ain't nobody really been fooling with Polo the Don in the last, I don't know how many years. He kind of fell off, but she got dragged for years for this, and y'all all sat back with y'all arms folded, sipping on y'all lemonade and not giving a damn. And that shows what kind of person you are and Polo the Don. Like, that's trifling. That's so messed up. And then I do got to add Timbaland in there because she was signed to you. You knew who wrote the verse too as well. You were around B and J throughout the years, and you knew this. Y'all all knew this. That is so dirty and trifling. It really honestly is. And so now 10, 15 years later, you want to apologize because you decided to out yourself on some, yep, sure did. And because everybody eating you up now, like, that's a cop-out to me. That's a cop-out. And I don't think that it's a genuine apology. I really, truly don't. Well, Keri got wind of this and responded back to Esther Dean. And she said, Dean, I personally don't think this is our fight to have. I've respected you on this matter for 16 years and attempted to do that again yesterday while finally expressing the truth when asked. But since you're coming to the table, let's be clear. You used the word co-wrote. I rewrote 3 lines in your verse, which was the only battle I won in the whole matter. But you weren't there when all this was going down, and we didn't write it together. These lines are mine. Been getting dollars, boy. Gon' get your money up. No, you ain't the only homie on me. Line up. The softest section, lines about a boy, because not only did I strongly disagree with the unnecessary hateful sentiments towards other women, and I've never been a fan of the publicity stunt method, I also argued in my trail of attempts that this verse isn't even on subject with the original song, which it wasn't. Which is how I even got those 3 lines on the remix. They were taken from the idea/lines in my phone that I mentioned in the full interview. You chose to stay quiet for 16 years, but coming out only now when you felt a portion of the heat I've gotten all this time. I really wasn't going to discuss this anymore, but in that interview, we talked about the backlash of not speaking up for myself. So I just want to clear the air respectfully. For those who only watch the clip, I suggest you watch the full interview. Love. And that's some real ish. That's some real ish. I don't like the fact that you're only speaking up now and taking accountability because fans are now on your ass. That's some fake and fugazi type stuff. And I don't blame her. She should have been stuck up for herself and told the truth. But she was protecting people because that's industry standard. You don't want to seem like you're not playing the game. You don't want to be a snitch. You don't want people to not work with you. And even though she was this famous writer, just being a writer and coming into the game being an artist is 2 totally different things. She didn't have any real true power to say no or fight against her boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is so messed up. I feel really bad for Keri, and I hope this go around she gets the support on her new record. Y'all go support her new song, Bey. I love it. It's on my playlist right now. Like I said, Keri Hilson is back. Support her. And I really hope that Esther, Polo, Timbaland, that they all get they just due, because y'all did that girl so wrong. So wrong. And what would be real dope is on Beyonce next project, her and Keri Hilson work together. I would love to see them write a song together. I would love it. And it'd be a huge hit. I would love that. Love that, love that, love that. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what y'all think about all this. Let's talk about it. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know my videos drop. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.